on the street and famous stars on stage. Just south of the Strip on I-15, you'll find Primm, Nevada, where this week the biggest stage is outdoors, and here all the stars are in the same show. This is no mirage. It's the prestigious Baldwin Cup, and today the men of championship off-road racing hope to hit the jackpot. Las Vegas, a town of temptation, where the dream is to win it all. Today, there's a new game in town, championship off-road racing. And after a wild season where the deck was stacked with excitement, standing still at the start comes back for the win.
Douglas is there. Oh!
Douglas upside down.
Ricky Johnson takes a look.
It's time for the final hand. Carl Rennesener knows what it's like to be a champion, but in 2007, he's been rolling more than just the dice. Now you have the classic battle.
Oh, contact and sticks him in the wall.
Defending Pro 4 champion Johnny Greaves went to Texas with a hot hand, only to bust at halfway. Ricky Johnson won a CORR championship 9 years ago. Today, he hopes the Baldwin Cup is in the cards. It's the most exciting show in Vegas, and we don't even have a floor. Marquee names in a high-stakes game where you better put everything on the pass line. Vegas, bright lights and beautiful sights. But now it's time to forget the glamour and drop the hammer, because today, for the stars of off-road racing, it really is all or nothing. NBC Sports presents Championship Off-Road Racing. Today, it's the second annual Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup from the Las Vegas International Off-Road Raceway in Primm, Nevada. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Weber. Thanks for having us in for the race. The Baldwin Memorial Cup is a season-long all-star event that culminates today with a winner-take-all race that pays $66,000. That's the largest single payout in off-road racing, but it's more than just the prize money. It's about the prestige. Jason Baldwin was a popular off-road racer. He was killed in the crash of a private plane 2 years ago. His brother Josh is one of the drivers trying to race his way into the final. His father Jim is the president of the sanctioning body. Later today in Victory Lane, the winner will be very happy to see his name on that check, but he'll be thrilled to see his name on this trophy. It's been a pleasure to watch these races all season long with Wally Dallenbach, and today, to use the gambling term, all bets are off.
Yeah, this is a race for the racers and the fans, because the racers get jacked up. Second place pays exactly the same as last, $0. So everybody is going out. It's a big paycheck, but it's also bragging rights. They get their name on this cool trophy. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. This is, as a competitor, this is one of our favorite races to drive because it's all out.
And it's Pro 4s and Pro 2s on the same track at the same time.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I mean, the Pro 2 guys know the Pro 4 guys are coming because they're going to be a little faster. The Pro 4s are going to be trying to get to the front as fast as they can. There's going to be a lot of traffic, a lot of mayhem. It's going to be cool.
And it starts with a last chance qualifier, and you know what that means. Anything goes. The tension is building, and Marty Snyder is in the middle of it.
Well, Bill, there certainly is a lot of intensity here on the grid. You're exactly right. This race is important to everybody to be in the Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup race, especially to the Baldwin family. Josh Baldwin, it's a race named after your brother. How much pressure in these next few laps?
There's a lot of pressure. We've had a cloud, big black cloud looming over our truck all season. We've got the best guys, we've got the best equipment, and for some reason, it's just been tough to pull it together. But this Toyo Tires Ford is going to, it's going to be there. Pressure's on, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We'll be into the race.
It's amazing some of the great talent that's in this race. Steve Barlow, one of them. You Pro 4s are all the way back here in the back. Long way to get to those Pro 2s. Can you get it done today?
Yeah, I believe we can. This track is, it's got multiple lines, and the Pro 4s can take those lines where the 2s have to look for the cushion to get the grip. And it's going to be tough to get through this many trucks, but, this will be a great test for us for tomorrow, and that's what we want to see. We know we can get up there, and Josh and me have, a little bit of work cut out for us, but we're planning to get up front quick.
Some of the best in CORR with an extra race today. Now for the Pro 2 side of things, let's go to Kelly Stavist.
Marty, I'm with one of Championship Off-Road Racing's most accomplished veterans in Scott Taylor and one of the sport's newcomers in Jeremy McGrath. Scott, I'll start with you. You've always thrived in these Pro 4, Pro 2 battles. How important is it for you to be a part of that cup race?
Oh, it's really a monumental thing to be a part of this thing, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out deal. The four-wheel drives have got a little edge on us, but a little bit of good luck with us and a little bit of bad luck for them, we could pull it off.
And Jeremy, this will be your first time racing with some Pro 4s hunting you guys down. How do you approach this race?
I'm kind of with Scott. I mean, I just want to be cautious out there. It's a long race. We're going to have 2 mandatory yellows, and it's a wet track, so I think the track's going to come in a little better. I mean, I got to qualify into the race, so I'm just hoping to get in, you know.
All right, we'll see if they can make the top 6 in Pro 2. Bill.
Thanks, Kelly. Here's the lineup for the final. So far, these are the 8 drivers from both the Pro 4 division and Pro 2 that are already locked in. The winners of the qualifying races during the season, highlighted in yellow. The last chance qualifier will determine the number of drivers in the final. The Pro 2 division will be given a sizable lead at the beginning of each race. That sets up the chase and the challenge for the checkered flag. It should be wild. If you're a motorsports fan, you know that these last chance qualifiers can be pretty exciting. It's a take-no-prisoners approach. To give you a ride around the track, we took a big gamble and put our head hooligan to work.
Well, welcome to Las Vegas. Here we are just outside of Vegas in a little town called Primm. And this racetrack, boy, it's got everything. It's fast, it's scary, it's rough. Let's take a quick lap around this place, show you what it's all about. And at the last corner, everybody gets ready and looking out the left side window for that green flag. See the starter? And you stand on it. One look here. This part up here is really tricky because you got 2 quick bumps. Here, hard in the left-hander, and then straight. Yes, baby. Now this part here is really rough. It's like kind of a rhythm section, and you just gotta hang on, hit your knees, and go, baby. Woo! Hard right-hander. Really loose skirt here. Try to get as much fight as you can. You got another jump coming up here. Another jump here. Hard into another left-hander. Traffic here. Get the thing sideways. You got a tabletop jump right here. Got a little one here. Little one here. Then you get to there here. Down into the last corner. This is where you really make up the time here. Back start with it, slide. Wow. That was cool.
I get the feeling you're going to miss that in the offseason.
I'm going to practice as much as I can.
What one part of the track are you really interested to see today?
Well, right here where these guys are working on the track, it's very, very bumpy here. And when you get 2 or 3 trucks racing side by side, you've got no control of the truck. I mean, you're basically hitting these things, and it's just throwing the truck to the left or the right. So you're going to see a lot of contact. I think it's going to be very interesting here.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a challenging season for the stars of championship off-road racing. And now these men are facing long odds on a short track with a full house looking on. What's in the cards? We're about to find out. Time for some racing roulette when we continue on NBC. Oil, the world's leader in automotive and high-performance lubricants. By Kumho Tires, driven beyond the expected. By Monster Energy, unleash the beast. And by Geico Power Sports. Let's ride. Here's the starting grid for today's last chance qualifier. Pro 2s and Pro 4s on the same track at the same time. Pro Light star Rodrigo M. Pacudia has the pole next to 6-time Pro 2 champion Scott Taylor in the Skyjacker Pro 2. Mark Porter is third next to AMA Motorcycle Hall of Famer Jeremy McGrath. Mike Oberg won the Baldwin Cup last year. He's in row 3 with Steve Serapis. There are 10 Pro 2 trucks, 6 will advance. In Pro 4, no one wants in the Baldwin Cup more than Josh Baldwin in the Toyo Tires KMC Wheels Ford. Tim Herbst drives the Terrible Herbst Casino Chevy. Steve Barlow in the Red Bull machine just missed getting locked into Texas. He will try and race his way in today. 4 of the 5 Pro 4s will advance.
Is on board with Jeremy McGrath. Monster truck. And our other on board is Steve Barlow in the Red Bull truck.
2 pace trucks, one has the Pro 2s, one has the Pro 4s. They're trying to figure out the separation between the 2 packs before we go green.
They're trying. They look like they're on different continents.
Waiting for the second.
Now the second group can go as soon as they throw the green, so right. They really want to go back there.
They're starting to sneak up now.
Yeah.
Pace truck pulls off, see if we get the green flag.
Goes. Herb's got a great start in that Pro 4 truck. He's already in the back of the Pro 2s. Going into turn 1. Oh, we got trouble up there. We got guys running into each other already. Yeah, Pacudia was one of them.
One truck to the infield.
Jesse Jones was in it. It's like 80 truck may have got a piece of that.
That's Oberg. This one of the longest courses championship off-road racing has ever competed on. Taylor is the late race leader. This is over the tabletop on the backstretch.
Aren't they?
Woo! They have really massaged this race course, really trying to get it into great shape. Taylor with the big lead. Then it's Porter, Jeremy McGrath in third.
Tell you what, man, Herbst is on the move in that 18 truck. That's Tim Herbst. He's already up to 7th spot. Kelly?
This is just the second Jason Baldwin Cup, but CORR has run these Pro 2, Pro 4 Cups for years. Pro 2s almost never win. Scott Taylor has done it twice in a Pro 2.
Yeah, and Scott is going. He's not waiting for anybody. He's got a really nice lead right now. He's got no dust or dirt in his visor. He's going to try to make as much of a gap as he can between him, and he knows those Pro 4s are coming.
Look at that leap. Let's check with Marty.
And Bill, if you go all the way to the back of the field, look at the man we talked to in the pre-race, Steve Barlow. He went off the track in that excursion you guys were talking about. A lot of ground to make up, and he has to qualify. One of the best racers in CORR, has a long way to go.
There's Steve. We're on board with him right now as he goes around turn 1.
They're looking for all different lines down there. Got another truck off course through the infield.
That is the 9 truck. Tarafas.
Taylor continues to lead, Kelly.
And just behind him is Evan Evans in that yellow Potawatomi truck. He's very well known in the off-road community. He has not been able to race this season. When I asked him if he was excited about the chance to get a qualify for this cup race, he said, man, you do not have to even ask me that question. But he's even more excited to get out of that truck. That's an 11-year-old truck. It's a non-spec chassis. He's got a new one in the works.
I'll bet he can't wait.
Yeah, I talked to Evan on Thursday or Friday, I guess it was, and he was excited to be here. He really wanted to come out and run with these guys. He's been running on the Midwest a lot. Doing a good job right now.
Runs in the 2nd position.
Here's McGrath.
Looks like Porter had some trouble back there.
This section right here is really, really rough. You got your hands full there. Like a bunch of moguls on a ski slope right there. There's Herbst right there. Marty?
Well, you've been talking about that speed that Tim Herbst has shown so far in this race. Here's a guy who was solidly qualified for the Baldwin Cup as of last week, but he wrecked his truck at Chula Vista. They couldn't get it ready in time for Texas, so he had to skip that race and now has to qualify his way back in. He's shown skill and speed all year long. Here he is with the best Pro 4 so far in this race.
Yeah, he's running really good right now.
7th overall. Have to advance through your class.
Wow, Taylor gets a little bit wide there. Evans took advantage of it. There's about 2 trucks behind him right now. Goes into the corner, takes a look on the inside.
The ticker at the top of your screen, the trucks in green. The trucks in yellow designating their class. The yellow, the Pro 4s, the green, the Pro 2. This is for the lead. And Evan Evans has it.
These are all hand controls. Paralyzed, and he is doing it all by hand controls. Very interesting the way he drives these trucks, but boy, you never know it. He's out front and he's leaving.
Taylor in the 2nd spot. Then Jeremy McGrath. On board with Jeremy.
Yep. Goes into turn 1 here. See, you got your hands full all the time around this track. Come up to the section where these bumps are, one after another. Really rough on you here.
Hard right-hander here. Kelly?
Well, Jeremy McGrath was not very happy with his qualifying yesterday, but felt practice today. In fact, he was 4th quick out of all the Pro 2s. He said these corners are traditional CORR type corners, but those moguls are straight out of a motocross track, and he was one of the first guys to get the rhythm down in that section.
That would make sense. Hinted here on Thursday that he will drive full-time in CORR next year. Runs in the 3rd position behind Evans and Taylor. And Pudia is 4th, Porter 5th. Pudia in 4th, Kelly.
McGrath may not have been happy with qualifying, but Rodrigo Ampudia in the Papas and Beer truck was thrilled when he found out he was 4th in qualifying and beat out some of the top guys in the sport, like Jerry Welchel, Ricky Johnson, who we'll see in the main event. He just said, wow, felt so good. He skipped practice altogether today.
Star in the Pro Light Series, running a Pro 2 here. Getting some air back there. That's Evan Evans, the race leader, limping off the track. Out of competition. Caution is out. They'll bunch up the field for the restart and the chase for the checkered flag. Check on what happened to Evan Evans when we come back to Primm. You're watching Championship Off-Road Racing on NBC. The off-road race.
It is the off-road race.
Looking forward to it?
I am. This is my first time, and I cannot wait.
Good luck. Kelly?
Well, Evan Evans' hopes of competing for that $66,000 prize in the Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup come to an end. He's sidelined with engine problems. In fact, there was smoke and fire coming from the cockpit, and with a guy who was paralyzed from the waist down, he can't get himself out of the truck by himself, but of course, crew workers got there very quickly to help him out.
Exactly right. Safety crew got to his truck in a hurry. Scott Taylor is the race leader. Then it's Jeremy McGrath, Ampudia, Porter, Serapis, Josh Baldwin in the 6th position, would transfer in at this point from the Pro 4 division. Field just now entering the backstretch, coming around to get the green for the restart. 14 trucks still in the race. 6 from the Pro 2 division and 4 from Pro 4 will advance. And now Jerry Doherty would be the odd man out. Runs in the 14th spot. There's Taylor. Came to the race in Fort Worth. Basically just set on winning the race. Didn't run the whole schedule, but didn't have very good luck there. Now trying to race his way in to the Baldwin Cup final.
This is going to be the good test because actually, I mean, Taylor got a good start. He took off, but Josh Baldwin actually took over from Tim Herbst on the Pro 4s. And see if Josh can get up there in 7 laps. Got some traffic.
And they didn't space them out here, so the Pro 4s, Pro 2s all mixed together. Green flag in the air. Very tricky turn 1. Now the rhythm section. Really rugged through here. Then a tight right-hander. Graff taking the 2nd spot, trying to challenge for the lead. Forward to Jeremy. Well, there's a lot of dust and dirt in the air here, isn't there?
Yeah, you can see he just grabbed the hair off and took it off, especially on the start too, because you get peppered on the starts or on the restarts. Lots of air over this thing. Really a lot of fun going off this.
That's the tabletop on the backstretch.
Oh, wow!
Wow, ride. That's Barlow.
Whew, that was a hard hit. That was a hard hit.
Full course yellow. That was a hard hit.
Tell you what, when you endo a truck, it hurts. Oh man, that was violent. That thing, that front end of that truck caught that dirt and snapped him over so fast.
Barlow's been on the radio to his crew. You see him moving around, getting ready to climb out of his truck. That's a very disappointed driver right there. So you want to be an off-road racer, huh, Wally?
Watch this onboard footage. Watch how violent this is going to get. That's one. Here comes the second one. And the camera gives up after that. Oh, man.
Another look, Steve Barlow. This is headed for the tabletop.
One thing you can't do with these trucks that I've learned, you can't nose them in. They'll take anything you can throw at them, but boy, when you nose a truck in and it grabs that grill, you're going for a ride.
And we kidded you a little bit about it at Fort Worth, but that was very similar to the wreck you had here in Vegas also.
It looked exactly like my wreck. I did the same thing. I got on the nose of Jesse Jones's truck, and we went for a ride.
Pace truck to the infield, green flag in the air. Taylor is the race leader. McGrath is right there, then Impudia and Oberg. Up the hill in turn one.
McGrath's going to take a look down on the bottom. Just doesn't have the traction to get off that corner. Scott Taylor hangs tough.
Boy, there's one of the all-time best in Pro 2, as Kelly talked about, and a motorcycle Hall of Famer running in second. Both those guys perhaps in this series full-time in 2008. Trying to race their way into the Baldwin Cup final. Kelly?
Jeremy McGrath has raced a handful of races this season, and he told me one of the things he's needed to work on the most are those restarts. He saw him get a pretty good jump on Scott Taylor there. Well, he said he's been playing the nice guy way too much, that he's used to a little more etiquette in motocross, and that's just out the window here. He said, I want to get more aggressive. In fact, I want them to give me a warning.
Sorry, no warnings.
Yeah. And the restarts are very, very important in any kind of racing. I mean, you can make up a lot of ground or lose a lot of ground just on a restart, so you really have to be on your toes.
Taylor continues to lead. McGrath chasing.
76 truck's got a right rear flat. Jesse Jones, he was up the 5th spot.
Yeah, that's a tough break for him as well. Believe me, these drivers really want to not only compete in that Baldwin Cup final, they want to win it. This might be my new favorite track.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable track. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some really fast sweepers, like right there. And you get some big air on this track, as well as that rough section there in between turns 1 and 2.
Oberg has made his way to 3rd.
Thought Baldwin would be up there a little bit further. He just took over the 6th spot.
Very important for him to finish now with Barlow out of the race. Marty?
Well, Bill, I'm just curious why the Pro 4s haven't gotten up there to the Pro 2s quite as quick as we may have expected. I think a little bit that has to do with Barlow being out of the race. Now they know they're all not locked in, Wally, so what's the point of really pushing it right now, right?
Possibly a little sandbagging too, Marty.
Yeah, maybe, you know. And I tell you what, Baldwin's got a fast truck, Wally. He's very good.
Yeah, no, he was really good on the start. And, you know, we're not sure where they're going to spread these guys out tomorrow. So maybe these Pro 4s aren't showing everything they have.
Been a lot of engine work on Baldwin's machine during the downtime between Fort Worth and this event. I heard Josh talk about the dark cloud over his race truck all season long. He's had some really lousy racing luck.
Really has. Seems like every week something has gone wrong on that truck. Whoa!
No sandbagging there.
No.
Marty.
Well, guys, what Josh Baldwin and his team were trying to do earlier this year, they tried a fuel injection engine. Most of these teams out here use carbureted engines, and they just found it not to be as reliable as they wanted. It had the horsepower. It was lighter than the carbureted engine they had been using. But this week, back to old reliable, Josh said he feels much more comfortable with it, and that confidence can mean everything, can't it, Wally?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you've got a good truck, and like you said, Marty, he's got a good truck today. I think he's going to be happy with the results here. So. But it's just, you know, so disheartening when every time you go racing, something breaks on the truck, and you start to lose that confidence.
Last lap of the last chance qualifier. Taylor, McGrath, Oberg, Impudia, Baldwin, the top 5. This is the race that will determine the number of trucks in the finale. Scott Taylor won 6 consecutive Pro 2 championships. Came to Texas, had a tough night. Out front here. Less than half a lap to go. Right through here is where...
Right there is where Barlow crashed. Lots of air off here. Boy, his truck looks really good. These other guys are going to have to do some homework tonight.
Very focused, very intense. Wants to have a lot of success here this weekend. Through the dust, but he can see the checkered flag. Scott Taylor wins the last chance qualifier. And a lot of happy guys right about now. This pack will get to compete in what's going to be a huge field in the Baldwin Cup final. We'll take a look at the unofficial results, and then we will help you set the field for the finale when we come back on NBC.
Wanted to do just enough to get into the Baldwin Cup race. At some point, did you decide it was better to be running out front?
Well, it is. You got less traffic and less problems can happen. The old girl's going to run. Let her run. You know, BF Goodrich Ford Motor Company's real proud of me. Skyjacker and Roush is 100% behind us with these new Roush power plants, and they're running pretty good. We don't have our transfer case in this weekend for the underdrive, but we got to do without it.
We did see Evan Evans making a move. What was going on there? Did you back down at all?
Yeah, we didn't want to get in any kind of a wreck with Evan, and you know, we just had to be in the top 6 to be able to be in this race. So we set a pace, and that's all we wanted. So whoever went by us, that's okay. We just needed to be in the top 6.
All right, thanks. We'll send it to Marty Snyder, who's with Josh Baldwin.
And Tim Herbst in the Pro 4 end of things, Kelly. They both qualify in. Let's talk about your race first. You took off there at the beginning. You had a fast truck at the start, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we had good air. We could see right at the turn, and some of the Class 2s pushed up. We got underneath them and got out in front a little bit. And, you know, the truck ran today, and Josh, hands off to you, buddy. You did a good job, and I'm just so proud to be make it into the Baldwin Memorial Cup. It's an honor and a privilege. Jason was a wonderful friend of ours and a great friend of the off-road community, and it's just a pleasure to be in the Cup.
Especially after having to miss that race at Texas. Congratulations to you. You, my friend, you can breathe a sigh of relief finally. You were nervous before this race, weren't you?
I really was. Like I said before, you know, we've had a lot of trials and tribulations this year, but you know, this Toyo Tires KMT sway away Ford, you know, it didn't let me down. My guys didn't let me down, and Tim raced me super clean. Everybody raced clean out there, and it was almost like a desert race there for a while. It's tough to see, but you know, we're in the race and we're ready to rip. This is a really fast truck, so we're going to be. We kind of held back a little bit this race. We're going to give her tomorrow.
Real quick, we talked about how important this race was in the racing community overall, but how important for you to be in it racing for your brother?
It is. I mean, you know, it's not just me. It's everyone out here in the class that's been racing for a long time. They were all friends of my brother's, and you know, we all kind of hold a little part of him, I think, out here this weekend, and you know, obviously my family the most, but you know, he's here with us. I had a little bit of a tear in my eye at the preview of the race, and you know, he's here. He's here. He's in this truck with me. He's in everybody's. A little bit of him's in everybody's truck. We're ready to go.
Glad to see Josh Baldwin in the race. Bill.
Now here's a look at the field for the 2007 Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup. It will be 23 trucks, 8 drivers in Pro 4 and 8 in Pro 2. Got locked in through the races during the season. The rest made it in through the last chance qualifier. Carl Redecenter and Travis Coyne each qualified 2 trucks. Obviously, they can only race 1. John Marking was involved in an accident and will not compete for the Cup here in 2007. One driver that will not be racing, Steve Barlow, and he's with Marty.
Well, Billy gave Steve Barlow just a moment to settle down after that wicked wreck. What happened, Steve?
You know, I don't know. The truck kick coming out of turn 4 there, and I think it was too far to the inside. A lot of the guys were on the outside line, and it had a back kick, and we just ended up, when it caught the front nose, I guess it did a pretty good 2 flips in the air and came back down. But you know, we build these trucks really safe, and I'm fine, and we'll be out there hopefully for the next one.
All right, man, we'll see you next year.
Thanks, Marty.
All right, Steve Barlow will not be, one of the veterans not in the race. Kelly?
Marty, Jeremy McGrath was always very comfortably in that top 6, which is what he needs to move on. But Jeremy, it looked like you were trying to make a move there on Scott Taylor.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to win the race. I know being in the Cup is a great thing for me, being the new guy. Scott's a great guy to follow and learn from for sure, but I was definitely trying to win the race.
Well, he'll have another shot to grab his first win later on in the Baldwin Cup. Bill?
So now the field is set, and we prepare for the 2007 Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup. $66,000 to the winner. He takes it all. That was Jason's truck number and that $125,000 traveling trophy. Well, we've really just gotten started. Still ahead, the race everyone's been looking forward to all season, the Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup, coming up on NBC. Renner and Johnny Greaves. They're winning championships, keeping one eye on the track and one eye on each other. Racers, rivals, and respectful. They are without question the off-road answer to Earnhardt and Wallace. In Primm as well. The field for the Baldwin Cup crowded with stars from the world of off-road racing, among them Johnny Greaves and CORR Baldwin. Both have earned championships in CORR. They are accomplished racers and on-track rivals. For these two superstars, it has been a year of wins and wrecks, just the way it's been since their very first run-in. And when was that?
That's a tough one. The first one, huh?
Quite a few times every year we have some epic battles.
I don't know.
It's always good racing when me and Carl can get all clean and just do what we do best, and it's usually a good race, but the first one, no, I can't remember.
When Johnny and I get on the track together, there's a recipe for a lot of exciting things to watch. We both want to be a top dog, and we're out there to prove it.
I have total confidence in staging a good race between myself and Carl. It'll be a clean race, but it's also going to be an aggressive race.
Working the final lap.
Representative does not like that. Greaves gets a bite that time off the corner.
I would rather battle with Carl over probably anyone else out there. We're both kind of cut out of the same cookie sheet, you know. We came here to win and win only.
We both respect each other, though, as far as our driving, and understand that there can be more than just one top dog. You know, he's a top dog some days, and I'm a top dog some days.
He knows what he's got to do, and he knows what I'm here to do.
Oh, Greaves got a good start.
Challenging Renner now for second.
Take a look on the inside. He's side by side.
Just like me, he knows where to go, especially when you're being chased.
The fans on their feet.
Well, hopefully people got the Carl Johnny show they were looking for.
Well, we might get the Carl Johnny show once again today. They start side by side on the grid for this big race. Carl, is Johnny Greaves the #1 guy you're looking for out on the track to beat every weekend?
Well, I think that he's one of them, that's for sure. You know, he's probably one of the toughest guys out there. He's got a lot of experience. He's got a great truck and a great team. And, yeah, when I see him, I got two things in mind. One thing, it's like I know I got a big fight in front of me, but the other thing is like being a kid at Christmas morning. It's like opening a present because I know we're going to have a great battle, and that's why I'm here.
You're one of the few guys who had the choice Pro 2 or Pro 4 in this race. You chose the Pro 4 truck and gave up the pole to do so. Why?
Well, I just have a lot of faith in this Pro 4. We still have a Pro 2 championship to win in the Pro 2, and I think that we can take any one of our cars and put them up in front. So we're just doing the best we can, and I think we have some strategy here, and let's see if it pans out.
Bill, this one's going to be fun and an emotional race for Carl as well.
And Marty, an emotional race for Carl for many reasons. This is one of them. In a race leading up to this event, his wife Kelly was shaken up in the buggy competition. Carl went with Kelly. She was checked out at the hospital, and he has made his return here to the track. She's doing okay. Getting closer to the start. Let's check with Kelly.
Well, emotions are always running very high in these races, but Johnny Greaves has been a guy that can get it done. What's your strategy with how they've lined up these trucks?
Boy, it's going to be tough. You know, the Pro 2s are running really strong this weekend, and there's enough of them in front of us. So, you know, we gotta hope that the track comes to us. Maybe it'll get a little slick and blue groove. I mean, it's going to get beat up because there's a lot of trucks, and we're going to be out there a long time. So I'm gonna lay back. Hopefully some of them take each other out. We'll get some gifts, and by the mandatory yellow, I want to be in the top 3. You know, I want a fair shot at probably Rob. You know, I think Rob will be up there, but it's going to be exciting, man. I got butterflies. First time in a long time.
Well, there will be limited black flag activity. You know people are going to be more aggressive. Is that part of your strategy? Do you also get more aggressive, or do you try to stay clean?
No, I'm going to do my best to stay out of that because I've been in too many of these cup races, and you need to be there in the end. I mean, I've sat on the sidelines and counted 10 laps going, man, that was stupid to get that aggressive that early. So if there's going to be a little aggression, it'll be on lap 15.
All right, thanks, Johnny. Bill.
Thank you, Kelly. It has quickly become one of the most prestigious prizes in off-road racing. A season-long chase, and now just one race to determine the winner of the 2007 Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup. It's next on NBC. The trivia question, remember we give you the question and the 3 answers. Go to www.corrtrivia.com and register. There'll be 2 lucky winners. If you register, you could win one of these cool Honda bikes. That's at corrtrivia.com. Here is the starting grid for the 2007 Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup. There are 23 trucks going 16 laps, 3 abreast through the field. And as you look down through the starting field, you'll see it's all Pro 2s until you get to the first Pro 4. So the Pro 2s are lined up in front, the Pro 4s right behind them. And this makes for a very interesting situation, Wally.
Yes, yes it does, because the Pro 4s are a little bit faster. There's going to be a lot of traffic. It's going to get interesting. These guys are going to be mixing it up.
On board with Johnny Greaves. Starts in the 15th position.
I feel a lot of contact coming on.
The first 12 trucks are the Pro 2s, the Pro 4s right behind them. They have raced all season long just to have a chance to be in this race. Now they get to compete for the Baldwin Memorial Cup. The green flag will wave at start-finish. The race will actually begin as these leaders come out of turn 4. Hold your breath.
Yeah, you know, I know everybody says, well, take it easy at first. There's no taking it easy in this race. These guys are going to be animals going into turn 1. Watch Todd LeDuc in the 6th spot. He's got 7 cylinders, and he said he's going to try something a little bit different, like really taking a shortcut. Green's out.
Here we go. Ricky Johnson and Jerry Welch will lead the charge into turn 1. What'll happen here?
Lots of dust already.
They asked the drivers this morning in the drivers' meeting to take it easy on turn 1.
He got through clean. I'm very surprised. I thought there'd be some double Welchel off the end of the racetrack while leading. He comes back on in about 5th or 6th spot, and he's out of control. Oh, man.
Started on the front row, has lost several positions.
I'll tell you, Welchel's fun to watch.
He is.
Lots of air over this. Man, I'm really surprised at all the dust already, Bill. Tough for those guys back around 15th and further back to see.
Boy, really hard to see coming through turn 4.
McCachran to the front. And I'll tell you what, Todd LeDuc for 6 cylinders is hanging pretty tough right there. 2nd spot, Marty.
Well, guys, CORR did not water the track for this purpose. They wanted to keep the dust down and to complicate problems, Wally. Now the spotters can't see the truck, so the guys are on their own out there.
Well, I think if they wanted to keep the dust down, they'd water the track.
Yeah, I do too. Kelly?
Ron McCachran leads the race. He told me getting through turn 1 was going to be half the battle to get out into that clean air. He wasn't first through turn 1, but he's first now. And he said whenever there's money on the line, he really pushes it.
Boy, the toughest part of the track right now is turn 4 because they stir up all that dust going through 2. There you see it. That's turn 4 where the trucks are now. McCachran, the race leader. Ben LeDuc, Ricky Johnson, Greg Adler. Vanden Heuvel and Welchel on the move after the difficulties on the first lap. Still watching for some of the Pro 4 guys trying to make their way forward. Rick Huseman on the back of Vanden Heuvel.
McCachran, LeDuc there. There's Ricky Johnson.
And the yellow is out. Full course yellow.
I think they need to water the track.
And as much as it pains me to admit it, you're correct, Wally.
This is a great move. Heck, those people in the last corner weren't even getting to see the race. So there is the man himself right there looking over the kingdom.
Jim Baldwin, president of CORR.
Now, this was a good move. It's safer for the competitors. It'll be a better race. And
we can see it.
And we can see it, yeah.
And we expected to see some guys have trouble in this race. Early trouble for Scott Taylor, Marty.
Yeah, Bill, the man who won the qualifier yesterday to make it into this race. It's actually a brake problem. No front brakes. I can't imagine Wally with all this dust that was out there and no front brakes. That would be a lot of fun behind the wheel, wouldn't it? He's done for the day.
You need brakes, and that's too bad, because Scott had a really good truck. I mean, he was flying in that qualifier, so I know those guys were real disappointed.
And while Scott heads back to the paddock, we go back to green.
McCackern in front. There's LeDuc, Ricky Johnson. Adler in the 4th spot.
Welchel slides up the hill a little bit.
Through the section here, really, really rough. Tough right-hander. Really hard to get a hold of the track here.
Officials have added 2 laps to the race.
Whoa! Nothing like going over the jump sideways.
In that 48, Kelly?
Ricky was up there next to Tom LeDuc. These guys were battling for the lead in the inaugural Cup race a year ago. They essentially took each other out. Ricky Johnson sidelined with a flat tire, yet he tells me today he wants to be even more aggressive than that. He thinks it cost him last year not being aggressive enough, and here he goes.
There's Ricky Johnson on the inside of LeDuc. A little bit of contact, more than a little bit. Ricky Johnson takes the 2nd spot away. Vandenhoel now in 4th spot. Adler in 5th. Ricky Johnson slides a little bit. LeDuc wants to get it back.
Boy, and McCackern really breaking away up front. A lot of traffic in there.
Wow.
Boy, Jerry Welchel just having a wild ride here. Johnson.
Oh, no, these two guys are going at it. Johnson slides a little bit high. LeDuc takes the spot back.
Don't turn away. Ricky looking to the high side, trying to get the fight.
I don't think there's a lot of love between these guys either.
No, sir.
Good racing.
This is for 2nd behind McCackern. Stan Vandenhoevel. That Amsoil truck right there behind LeDuc.
Great shot from the monster cam. You're right, but that was just leaving everyone.
Competition caution will bring him back, though.
Meantime, really good race right here from 2nd to about 7th or 8th spot.
Red center there.
Yep, he moves up to the 6th spot. Now, is he our first Pro 4? Like it.
Caution is out again. This is the competition caution designed to bunch up the field. Let's check on some of the competitors. Here's Kelly.
Earlier this weekend in a points race, Rob McCackern absolutely checked out. He had such a lead on the next competitor. Huge gap. In fact, Rob McCackern had the fastest lap time between any Pro 2 or Pro 4 yesterday. To Marty Snyder.
Kelly, meanwhile, in the Pro 4 world, Carl Rennesetter has moved his way up to the top 5 or close to it. But Rick Huseman, who might have had the fastest Pro 4, out of the race, Bill and Wally, down to 4 cylinders. He said the engine just let go completely, and he said it lost half of the power that it had before.
Veteran driver Kurt LeDuc told me this morning that Jason Baldwin was a fearless warrior, and that's what it was going to take to win the Baldwin Cup here this afternoon. We've seen some hard-working guys out there today. Watch Johnny Greaves in that Monster Energy truck. Hang on to it. Under caution in the Baldwin Cup on NBC. Memorial Cup, green flag in the air after the competition. Caution, Ricky Johnson challenging Rob McCachran for the lead.
There's runners that are on the bottom, too. That 17 truck, keep an eye on him. He's going to have to go now. He's going to win this thing.
Pro 2s run first, second, and third. Renaissance in a Pro 4 challenging for that third spot. Traffic works through turn 2.
Renaissance is going to take a spot, third spot, second spot. Renaissance down to second.
But the full course caution is out. Debris on the front stretch. Full course caution.
Looks like half the fence is down in the front stretch.
Marty.
Well, guys, Carl Renaissance driving like a man possessed, as you talked about, Wally, picking up 2 and 3 positions at a time before the race. Remember, we showed the highlights of what happened with his wife, Kelly. His crew chief told him, go out there and win it for her. His only response, I will today.
Now watch the top part of your screen on the left-hand side. This is along the front stretch.
Oh, man. That got the flagger's attention. That's pretty scary.
That is. And you see the red flag being displayed here in Primm, so the field will be brought to a halt. And they'll work on that fence along the front stretch in front of the grandstands. Had a lot of fun doing some off-road racing this year, but it's not over yet. One big one to come, the Baja 1000, coming to NBC. You'll see it on December 30th. And that's a whale of an off-road race.
My first time down there, I cannot wait to get down there. It is, everybody talks about how much fun the Baja 1000 is. I mean, everybody, and there's a lot of big names in racing that have done it, so it's going to be cool.
Looking forward to that. Now, this is Johnny Greaves after some contact. Up into that catch fence. And Wally's going to jump on the radio here.
Hey, Johnny, this is Wally in the booth.
Go ahead, Wally.
Hey, was that you trying to get in the grandstands?
Yeah, I've been missing you, Wally, and you never seem to come down, so I was going to come to you.
Well, you almost made it.
You got to give me A for trying, right?
What happened? It looked like you got turned. Did somebody turn you?
Yeah, I think Tim Herbst it was slick coming up to that jump, and he came off the jump a little sideways. We hit in the air, and it sent me up into the wall. I wouldn't call it anybody's fault. It's one of them gigs.
Well, you got the flagger really dirty, so that was fun to watch. How's your truck?
Seems all right. We're going to go in and get it looked at, and I got to get some tear-offs. I pulled all my tear-offs on the first lap, so it's been a little bit of a struggle.
All right, good luck.
Man.
So Johnny was coming to visit you, huh?
He's going to have to get higher. We're up here on the top level. I'm going to have to talk to him about that.
Okay, now you got that radio there. See if you can get Carl.
Hey, Carl, this is Wally up in the booth. You hear me, man?
Wally, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You got some good news on Kelly, right? She's doing better?
Yeah, boy, that's great, man. But geez, I hate that feeling, man. She scared me.
I know the feeling. Hey, you're there, man. Your second spot, third spot, depending on where they put you where that yellow came out. You guys make a little bit of an air pressure adjustment. Is that something that you guys did and think that's going to help?
You wanted to, but you're not allowed to touch your truck while you're in the pit. So I would like to. I'm a little loose out there with the water. So, but we're just going to make the best of it. We got a little fuel, and you know, we're going to try to keep her together for 9 laps.
Thanks, Carl. We'll be watching. Have fun, man. Good luck.
Sure, thanks, buddy.
So the red flag has been removed. Some developing stories concerning some of the participants. Let's check with Marty first.
Well, Bill, in the midst of all that craziness, Jerry Welch was one of the guys who made contact, tore off the right side of his truck. He's back in the paddock area, as is Alan Pfluger, who has an engine problem. So those guys both likely done for the day. Kelly?
Well, Marty, the rules state when the trucks enter the pits under red, they are only allowed to add fuel. A crew member for Todd LeDuc let some air out of a tire to adjust the pressure. They're penalizing him by sending him to the back of the pack, so he'll lose that third position.
Pace truck has pulled off of the track. Be 8 to go when they get to the line. Green flag in the air again.
Wow, Rennezener got a start. He's going to be right up next to Ricky Johnson going in 1.
That's a Pro 4 for Rennezener, Pro 2 for Johnson. That's for second behind McCachran.
Well, Ricky Johnson's got to give him trouble because I think Carl gets by him. It's going to be see ya. Ricky takes away his line, and that was what he needed to do, but Carl stands on it and gets the hole shot. See ya.
One truck goes around in turn 2. Travis Coyne on the move. Rennezener to second. Johnson in third. Looks like Vanden Heuvel behind them. A lot of air over that tabletop. Been allowed to wash these trucks during the red flag. Marty.
Hey guys, Carl's going to the front. He's in second position right now, trying to catch up to McCachran. Wally, I was asking him about passing a Pro 2. He said he drive the corner completely different in a Pro 4. And the problem is sometimes at the end of the corner, you come together because they have so much fight in a Pro 4 versus those Pro 2s.
Yeah, a Pro 2 has got to, it's almost like you're on a road course on pavement. You've got to use the line. Oh, Rennezener off the edge of the racetrack, but he stands on the gas. He's going to lose a spot to Ricky Johnson.
And another one to Coyne. Challenging for first, now fourth.
We get back to what Marty was saying. A Pro 4's got so much bite because it's four-wheel drive. Pro 2's got to use all of the corner. They don't get the bite getting off the corner, but you know what? You can't make a mistake either. It doesn't matter how many wheel drive you have.
It's Ricky Johnson in the orange truck. He's in second. Travis Coyne in that blue truck, third.
And this plays into McCachran's hand because McCachran's out front, and he wants Rennezener to have as much trouble in traffic as possible.
He wants to keep those Pro 4s as far back as possible.
Right.
The Pro 4s more powerful four-wheel drive trucks compared to the Pro 2s.
Travis Coyne right there, taking a look at the bottom. Oh, he slides into Ricky Johnson and takes him out. And what happened was the course is so wet, you can see how shiny it was down there. When Coyne got down in there, his truck wouldn't turn. He got on the brakes and he just slid right up the track and took Johnson out.
Okay, there's Ricky Johnson back on the track. Let's go back and take another look.
Watch, see, Coyne's all locked up. He can't turn it. And I think he just got down on that wet stuff. And that may have just been the brake that Rennezener needed. And he's after McCachran.
It's CORR Rennezener now in second. Johnny Greaves also on the move from that 22 machine, the Monster Energy truck.
Rennezener was about a second quicker than McCachran that last lap. Marty.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, don't count out Johnny Greaves back there in fourth now. And all of a sudden, while these Pro 4s coming to life, trying to catch McCachran.
And McCachran had trouble in turn 2. And there's CORR Rennezener out front. Got a good, clean break.
Unless Rennezener makes a huge mistake, he's not going to get past here.
He doesn't make many of those.
No, he doesn't.
Johnson, that's Josh Baldwin there.
Baldwin in third spot right now. Snuck up there. I'll tell you, McCachran is right there.
Marty, don't take your eyes off the action.
Oh, McCachran goes and puts a slide job on Rennezener. You don't think these guys want that trophy? There's Josh Baldwin's going to sneak up, take the spot. Baldwin having a great race today.
Jason Baldwin was Josh's
For the
brother.
lead. Josh Baldwin, oh, hooks it right a little bit. Him and Rennezener down into the, I don't know what corner that is, 3.
Heading for 3. I'll tell you, Josh has had a good weekend here. They really worked on the engine package on that truck. And this leads to the best spot on the track right here. Watch the air these trucks get.
Josh Baldwin is on the gas.
fantastic run earlier this weekend in a points race. Now racing for the Jason Baldwin Memorial Cup. Josh Baldwin in second behind CORR Baldwin. McCachran going to try it high. 3 to go this time, Marty.
Hey, Bill, in that points race, he finished second in that race and gave him a ton of confidence. I asked Josh this morning, do you have enough confidence to win this race? And he didn't hesitate. He said, absolutely. And remember, after the qualifying race yesterday, had almost a tear in his eye about how emotional this race was for him.
McCachran loses position, spinning. That's Greaves in third, so the Pro 4 is now pulling away. I guess bears pointing out that those are brother-in-laws right there, right? Yeah. CORR Baldwin and Josh Baldwin. Racing for the Baldwin Memorial Cup.
You can just tell these guys are driving for everything they have got. They're not taking care of these trucks at all.
This is a winner-take-all event. The winner gets the check, but the winner wants the trophy. Drivers talked about how much respect they have for Jim and Nancy Baldwin, making the Baldwin Cup so important in memory of their son. Kelly.
Well, Bill, you talk about that prize money, that $66,000, largest in off-road history. CORR Baldwin's crew has extra motivation for him to take it. He actually splits all of his prize money with his crew, which is highly unusual in this sport.
3-truck battle for the trophy right now. McCachran way back and forth.
These 3 trucks are even right now. As Marty said, there's Greaves in third spot. It's just going to come down to who makes a mistake, and Baldwin gets down. Oh, and there it is. One mistake, one elimination right there.
Inside 2 laps to go. Boy, it could come down to Greaves and Renacenter. The biggest stars in off-road racing.
Like I said, right now these 2 trucks are so even. It's just gonna, whoever makes a tiny mistake is going to be the difference between who takes that first spot.
We talked about the rivalry between these 2 drivers and their teams.
What Greaves is right there, 1 truck length behind CORR Baldwin. Put the pressure on him.
Coming to the white flag.
Oh, this is going to be good. If you're in second, you got to go. For all it's worth.
Last lap.
Into the crossover. No, nice corner for Renacenter right there.
Here comes a tricky turn right here. A hard right-hander. Boy, Greaves drives it in deep.
Pass off on the outside.
Half a lap to go. Winner take all today. Nothing else matters.
Oh, contact. And they're in contact again.
Greaves with a bicycle.
Oh. You're going to see some air here.
One more turn for CORR Baldwin.
That's what it's all about right there.
After racing back from the hospital, after his wife Kelly was involved in a wreck, she's okay. He's coming to the checkers. CORR Baldwin wins.
I believe Greaves has a flat left rear tire.
He pulls up next to him. There are 2 of the rivals. We'll hear from them. CORR Baldwin takes the checkered flag and the Baldwin Cup. And only one name really matters. A fantastic race, and CORR Baldwin takes home the trophy and the $66,000. Congratulations to him. He's headed to victory lane, and Marty Snodder's waiting for him.
CORR Baldwin climbs out. He is your Baldwin Cup champion for 2007. That's a heavy trophy, Carl. Be careful. 38 pounds. It took 4 months to design and build that trophy, and it's a beauty. And CORR Baldwin gets to be the first man to etch his name on that trophy. He's going to get a rose bouquet here as well. What an outstanding race there at the end between he and Josh Baldwin and Johnny Greaves. Carl, come on down here. I know that trophy's awfully heavy. What a terrific run between you guys there at the end of the race. Tell me about racing Johnny, but more importantly, today is a day about family. You want it for your wife. You want it for Josh as well.
Yeah, you know, this was a tough race for me because my wife had a bad spill, and she scared me quite a bit because she couldn't remember too many things, and I sat with her for a while, and I was going to go to the hospital. But then she started asking me how she did, and she started thinking, well, I was really kicking butt in that race, so I knew she was coming back, and she started laughing. So she said, get back out here and race. And my cousin Frank went with her to the hospital, and I got a phone call. She's fine. So, but it's tough, you know, racing like that. But we're a tough team, and you know, that was me and Johnny coming down to the end again. And you know, he got me last time. It looks like I made better further wear this time. And this Lucas Oil team is strong, and the BF Goodrich tires are hooked up, and this team is amazing. You know, I mean, we had a whole season. You know, we finished second in the points here, first in the Pro 2 for a reason, not because it's a fluke, but we're the real deal. And I'm proud. It's because of the guys that I have working for me and the sponsors I have supporting me. And I wish I could be more excited. I'm still worried about my wife, but this is awesome.
Of course, winning it for Jason as well means a lot to keep it in the family, right?
I didn't even mention that, but that's the most important thing. I mean, you know, I was thinking about Jason so much this weekend and how we used to race together, and this is it for him and the family and everything. So that's all I know what to say.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kelly?
Well, Johnny Greaves ran one heck of a race. You heard the crowd cheering for you. I think that they thought you deserved that one. How did you see it play out there in that final lap?
Well, you know, when we got up into the top 5, I raced all those guys clean. You know, there's contact going through, you know, the back markers or whatever, but I knew we had some quality drivers up front, and I raced every one of them clean. And, you know, I pulled a clean pass on Carl. I never touched him, and I really didn't expect that from him. But, hey, now we know he did what he had to do to win it, and, you know, my satisfaction is that crowd, man. I won the crowd, and that's all that matters. You know, he can have a 6-6 grand, but he better not hang on that trophy too long.
Thanks, Johnny.
I'm coming for my redemption.
Well, we've seen plenty of action here today. We'll see more of it next season. Championship Off-Road Racing returns to NBC in May, and we can't wait. When we started talking about this a year ago, you told me this would be exciting, and once again, you were right.
Bill, I just think this is the hottest racing going right now, and it's going to grow and grow. It is just exciting. That's all there is to it.
We can't wait for 2008. Championship Off-Road Racing returns to NBC next May. We're looking forward to it. Can you sum it up in 3 words?
Bill, I love CORR.
Don't we all? Congratulations to CORR Rent-A-Center, and thanks for having us in for the race.